After the column, we'll go forward. And anytime you had questions, ask me. I'll answer it right away, or I'll keep it for after the thing is done. Okay, so first of all, we're going to open a template. It's important that if you're imperial or metric, usually metric numbers are easier to work with. I'll go to default metric. I'll open that. Yes, I want to get this. So again, the goal is to have a grid of columns that change their type based on the distance they have from a specific point. So I want to put it in a column. It has some default families loaded in. So I select this. I've got a family that is 475 by 475. I've got a family that is 475 by 610. Then I've got a family that is 610 by 610. Just want to change them a bit so that they're more obvious. So I'm going to go change this to 300. Oops. 300 by 300. I should rename it as well. So I know what I'm doing. Then I'll have one that is 600 by 600, and I'll rename it to 600. And then the last one, I'm going to change it to 900 so that we can easier distinguish the differences. Now that I have them in place, I don't really need to have them in my Revit model, but I just keep them there for now. Then I'll go open my Dynamo to start doing the thing. Okay, here's Dynamo. So, first thing to do, we want to make a grid of points, or an area of points. So we do use a range or a sequence. You guys remember what was the sequence, what was the range? It starts from 0. I give it 2 sliders. Actually, I want to give them integer sliders. So the amount and the step. Then I want to make a point by coordinates and give this to x and y. And then lattice, yes. Not flatten, but the cross product. So I changed the 17 to 10, and because it's in millimeters, I need to change my maximum to something that makes more sense. Then give this guy also a bigger number. It's gonna be a bit weird to see in that environment, but that's what we're working with. Okay, we got a grid now. Then we're gonna get our family types. So family type. We got the columns in. We need to find the columns from here. If we don't know what they are, we just look at the Revit. It's called underscore rectangular. So I'll go find that in Dynamo. So here, underline rectangular. There we go. So 300. Copy and paste. So the 300, the 600, and the 900. Then I want to create a list where I have all these, different types in one list. So 1, 2, and 3. And just making watch to make sure what I'm doing here. So I have a list of the 3 column types. Then I want to be able to get item from index. I give it the list, and then the index number that is between 0, 1, and 2 would define which one of these column types I'm picking. So I want to place the family instance where I've got my points by point. So that's the family, and that's the point. And these, the reason this is not working is because the columns require to have a level defined for them as well. So I'll go look for family instance point level. That's the one I want to use. So that's my family type, that's my point. Then I'll look for level. Give it that and the level 1. Okay. Give this guy a number. Now, if I look at my Revit, I have a grid of columns here. The next thing I want to do is to make an attractor point. So I want to make a new point. It's not that. I want to make a point by coordinates, and then give it 2 integer sliders. Again, because I'm in a millimeter scale, I need big numbers. So I just give this to x and to y. You see the point happening there. I want to make sure I can move it properly. So I'll just move it to somewhere else, somewhere closer to the center. So that's the new attractor point. Then I want to get the distances between two points. So all of my grid points and my attractor point. It gives me a list of the distances from each of these guys, which looks like that. So big numbers. I also want to flatten so that I'm not dealing with lists inside lists. I would just want to have all of them as one list of numbers. And they are huge numbers, so I just want to pick things between 0, 1, and 2. So I would remap this range. My new minimum is number, that is 0. And my new maximum is again a number that I put 2.99 to make sure I cover the whole range. I explained why I'm doing this last time. Then I get the round floor. So now the result this is giving me is a series of numbers between 1, 2, and 0. Then I should be able to put this into my index, and or maybe flatten. And then place it into index. Okay, now you see the column sizes are changing. So the ones that are closer to this point are smaller. As they get further away, they're getting bigger. And then as I move the point, the sizes are changing.
Is there a way to reverse that?
Yeah, it's just how you have made the list. So in this list, items 0, 1, and 2 are defined this way. You can do a lot of different things with this math. Like you have, you can get the square roots of the distances. Then instead of being kind of a linear relationship, it's going to be a more like a graph work. You could do a lot of math works with how you get the numbers from your attractor point.